What remains of a man when the spotlight fades, when there are no titles left to carry him, no applause to validate him? Who is he when no one is watching? In a world obsessed with image, can quiet strength still matter? Can invisible nobility still shape lives? This is the story of a man who never tried to be seen, and yet he became unforgettable. Throughout his life, Marcus Aurelius encountered people who rose in the eyes of the crowd through titles, speeches, and theatrical gestures. People for whom appearance became an exercise in seduction and image, who had learned to play the role of virtue without ever truly living it. But among all these, there was one man who played no role, who did not display himself, who never sought to be noticed, and yet became unforgettable. His name was Sextus. He was not charismatic in the usual sense. He did not captivate through spectacle, but through coherence. He was the kind of man who, even in silence, conveyed an inner order, a moral discipline, and a rooted presence that no longer needed to be explained. His nobility was not expressed through decorations, nor through imposed authority, but through the way he lived his life in every detail. In the attention he gave to the smallest things, in the way he listened to others without ever seeking to shine, in the balance with which he made decisions, never surrendering to excitement, nor to anger, nor to vanity. This, perhaps, is the rarest form of nobility, a quiet nobility that asks for nothing but offers everything, a nobility that does not appear in chronicles, but shapes souls, a nobility that does not make noise, but changes everything it touches. In a world where people are increasingly preoccupied with image, where every gesture risks becoming a form of self-promotion, invisible nobility seems, almost inevitably, an anachronism. Who still has the patience today to do good without witnesses? Who still chooses to be honest when no one applauds? Who remains faithful to principles that no one around them values anymore? And yet, it is precisely these people in whom the world can still anchor itself, those who do not negotiate their inner strength for a moment of validation. Those who carry their life as an unwritten contract with their own conscience, not as a performance before public opinion. Sextus was one of them. In an empire full of intrigue, vanity, and pretense, he managed to remain whole, lucid, present, without becoming harsh, without giving up his humanity, without losing his trust in simplicity and decency. His nobility was not displayed, but lived. It was not declared, but embodied in every decision, every gesture, every detail, unnoticed by the crowd, but perfectly visible to those who look beyond appearances. In the presence of such a man, Marcus Aurelius found himself asking questions he would not have asked otherwise. What remains of a person when all titles, all rewards, all applause are taken away? What remains when one is no longer seen, recognized, or admired? If something remains, then that something is their true character. If nothing remains, then all that once seemed like strength was only wrapping. From Sextus, he learned that real nobility is that part of a person which does not waver when there is nothing left to gain and nothing left to prove. It is that inner strength that keeps doing what is right, even when the world seems to be built against it. It is the kind of silence that does not mean weakness, but a conscious refusal to compete with the noise of the world. To anyone who lives in a place where no one seems to notice the effort it takes to remain upright, this is a reminder: they are not alone. Even if the world passes indifferently over honest gestures, over respect for small things, over moral consistency, nobility does not ask for recognition or gratitude. It only asks not to be betrayed, and if one carries it within, without compromising it, then they already possess more power than those who lead through fear or fame. Sextus will not be remembered in history books. He will not be praised in triumphant speeches, But he lives in Marcus and in all those who have understood that true greatness is not sought, not demanded, and not sold. It is cultivated in every conscious decision, in every day lived with clear intent, in every silent refusal to fall below one's own measure. This is the nobility that matters, and if anyone wants to build something that will endure in this world, let them start with what cannot be seen. Because what cannot be seen is often what keeps a person standing when all else begins to fall apart.